Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Rose Gonzalez with Living in Northern California, and today we are going to talk about another revenue stream of income that you as a realtor can have, not just by selling homes yourselves, but bringing other people to your company and helping them grow in their business. And I think this is one of the most amazing opportunities that we have as realtors is we're able to help and share ideas, collaborate with other agents and help them be successful. And then we can all grow our own network and get revenue stream from it as well. So we're going to talk about the revenue share income potential with Realty of America. I am going to share my screen. So a lot of real estate companies have some type of revenue share, or I know Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker also has some type of equity, agent equity within the company. But today we're going to talk about how the revenue share works with Realty of America. And so basically, you earn a percentage of the revenue generated by agents you attract to Realty of America. This is the model that they have. And remember, we had talked about previously in a different video. With everyone at Realty of America, when you come onto the company, you have an 85-15 split with a $14,000 cap. Now, this 15% split goes to Realty of America. Again, if you're a new agent, the split would be very different. It's 60-40. And so this 40% would go to Realty of America, and you will be assigned a mentor as well. So, taking consideration, we're going to talk about an average agent 85-15 commission split. So, we're going to look at the 15% commission that goes to ROA. And basically, if you bring anybody to Realty of America, if you bring one agent, and they close a deal, you will get 25% of that 15% that goes to Realty of America. Now, let's say your one agent brought someone else to the company, you will also get 10% of that split from this other agent when they close the deal, and so forth. So, with one agent, you have access to level one and level two. With three agents, you have access to level one, two, and three. Six agents, 20 level one to four, nine agents, level one to five, and 23 plus, you have access to infinity, which I think is great because that gives you an opportunity to have a potential share for the whole company. Let's say, you brought in five agents and a couple of those agents were really good at agent attraction and you know then you start benefiting from the levels and then you decide, you bring more people on and then you hit your 23 agents. And within those 23 agents, you could have other agents who are also bringing in a ton of people and so forth. But you'll have access to all of the levels of people coming into the company. In order for you to get revenue share from an agent, it requires you to have a minimum production of 3,000 GCI within the past 6 months. So every 6 months, you would need to have a 3,000 GCI. And then also your agents, will have to do that as well for them to be able to have revenue share. I put together an example of what the breakdown would look like. So let's say you brought in Jackie, and Jackie brought in Jessica. And so Jackie is your tier one, and Jessica will be your tier two. Jackie sold an $800,000 home, 3% commission. So the commission would be 24,000. 85-15 split with Realty of America. That would make it $3,600 will go to Realty of America. And with your 25% split out of this one, that would be $900 to you as a sponsoring agent. Now, this one closed a deal for 600,000, 3% commission is 18,000, and the 85-15 split, 2,700 goes to Realty of America. And because they are actually in your tier two, at 10%, that would be $270, which brings your total revenue share to $1,270. So while that's not a lot, imagine that's just one agent that you brought to the company who brought someone else. It could be a two people team or whatnot. or you know, a person who worked for a company and the agent, was a really good friend of hers and they came together. $1,200 for them just doing their work is amazing. Imagine you had 5, 10 of these agents. So I wanted to also share with you guys the potential that this could have. So let's say you brought in 3 agents. Those 3 agents brought in 2 agents each. That would be 6 people in your tier two. And then also these 6 agents brought in 2 more agents each. That would bring you to 12. And I just did a generic 800,000 for all of them just to make the math a little bit easier. But if you were to bring on 3 agents and they all close an $800 deal, that would give you an extra $2,700 a month for those 3 agents. Now, let's say in the same month, the 2 agents that each of them brought also closed the deal. Um, the 6 agents in this tier at 10% would give you 2,160. So then you would have income from here and income from here. Now let's say your tier three also had closings. And so let's say your 6 agents brought in 2 agents each. That would put you at 12 agents altogether in your tier three, and they close deals. You would be at 5% of the split with ROA. And with 12 agents, that would be 2,160. Altogether, between all of these agents closing deals, that would give you a revenue of $7,000. And this is just one agent closing one deal um, each in all of these. And so imagine what that would do in compound effect if you were able to attract agents and help them build their business to where they're closing multiple deals a month. So I want you guys to have a very big picture of what this would look like if you were to, if you were successful, you're able to close, over 10 deals a year or more, and you wanted to bring agents on, and then you help them with their business. So what I like to call it is each one teach one. So we all find these different ways of doing real estate and how it's successful for us. And so what is really important about this model is being able to bring people with you to a company, hold their hands, help them become successful in their business, and that way they're producing agents. We don't want, people to bring agents to the company and then just forget about them and let them fend for themselves, because real estate can be a very lonely business. And so, what I like to tell people is we want to help you become super successful in your business. We don't want to just leave you behind and be by yourself, to where people will see the amount of work you're doing and how well you're doing with our company, that they start asking you, what are you doing differently? What changed? And that way that can potentially help you attract agents to Realty of America. So I hope this gives you a little bit of breakdown of how revenue share works. A lot of companies have them. I know EXP, Real, has similar models. I know old brick and mortar ones like Coldwell Banker and Keller Williams have some kind of equity model. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because I think this is such a great opportunity for realtors to start tapping into, just because you don't want to be selling real estate forever. I love real estate. I love my clients, but I, also grew up in a household where my mom was a realtor, and by the time she was in her 60s, she no longer practiced real estate. And, this is just another form of potential income for you in the future, so that you're not having to go out there and look for clients and show people around, and just really create a future for your family, and some kind of income for you as you get into your older years. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions about Realty of America, I would love the opportunity to sit with you and talk to you a little bit about Realty of America and a little bit about your business and how we can integrate the two together to help you elevate to the next level of your business. So feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my phone number and my calendar link below. Have a great day.